My name is Ashley Soto. I have graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology. So I wanted to make this segment of my channel to provide information about psychology, mental health, tips, guides, information to destigmatize the mental health field. Because oftentimes people with mental illnesses or people that do have mental health issues or accommodations that they need to address with their mental health, it gets stigmatized, it gets shunned, and it has a mislabel to it that is always negative, when in fact, mental health and taking care of it is actually just as important as physical health. So throughout these videos, I would like to provide information about specific illnesses, different rhythms in your body, how your brain works with that, such as your sleep rhythms, etc. Tips that you can carry with you that you don't always have to go out of the way for. You can refer back to these videos whenever you please, in the privacy of your own home, in your own space, as many times as you need to, in case you don't have a readily available source or resource to reach out to. And I hope that they can provide some sort of aid or a sort of guide or comfort in any endeavor that you face as you take care of your mental health. So the theme for this video I would like to address is how to be mindful now. In this day and age, it is oftentimes prone for everybody to get carried away or to be thinking 500 steps ahead, a couple steps back. They're constantly ruminating the past, or they're constantly looking for the future or planning. Or even in another sense where maybe it may not necessarily be in memories or in aspirations, but perhaps if you are constantly distracted by your cell phone, by anything or any sort of technological advice or device that we have. I'm so sorry. So some tips to be mindful now. There are about, I have it written down, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 different mental health tips to be mindful now. And they're very simple and straightforward. You can apply them anytime, anywhere. Number 1, breathe in, breathe out. Oftentimes, when we breathe naturally, our body does it for us naturally, luckily, but at the same time, sometimes we need to bring awareness back to our breath in order to truly ground us in the moment. So you could just take a deep breath and out as many times as you need to. You can even do different variations, which I'll go over in a future video. But getting in tune with your breath really helps out, especially if you are in an aggravated state or you're a little stressed out. You can just breathe in and breathe out, and all of a sudden everything kind of slows down, including your thoughts. Number 2 would be pay attention to all your senses. This can go hand in hand with breathing, and this has actually been a really good tool when it comes to those that have panic attacks or anxiety attacks. The things that you can do is just pay attention to your senses. So we have 5 senses that we commonly talk about. So there's your sight, your audition, which is hearing, your sense of smell, your sense of taste, and your sense of touch. So you can easily do this. I'll go into further detail of other methodology, but for right now, you can start thinking, okay, let me list something, or let me focus on something I can see. Now, what can I smell right now? What can I taste right now? What can I hear right now? Okay, what can I touch right now? And that is using all your 5 senses to kind of bring you back into the moment, into the environment that you are currently occupying, or the situation that you're currently in, or the people you're surrounded by, etc. 3 will be empty the mind. This is often easier said than done, but once you get there, it's quite simple. So rather than telling yourself, empty your mind, empty your mind, empty your mind, that would simply add just another thought in your head. Therefore, it wouldn't necessarily be quiet. It'll be masked as if it's quiet. So to empty your mind, try, instead of trying to suppress your thoughts, try to put unconditional attention on the pause between your thoughts. That emptiness between each thought that you have, or that just silent void between each thought. And psychologically, your brain will start seeking more of those pauses because you've assigned it to do that. So therefore, you technically do empty your mind. That's the best way to do it. Focus on the pauses rather than suppressing it with another thought. Next one, As soon as your mind wanders, bring it back to your breath. That goes hand in hand with the very first one. So once you hear your mind wandering or you hear your thoughts wandering, just think to yourself, okay, just be like, okay, I need to pause and I need to breathe. Just, and then you're fine. Or you can at least take the time to come back to a rhythm that you need to be in that is aligned with the current moment. So the next one would be practice non-judgmental listening. It's quite often that we make judgments about everything. We have thoughts about everything. There are accumulations of everything we've experienced in our life. And every predetermined thought that we already have towards a certain experience based on our past and based on the future. So typically, if you can practice non-judgmental thinking in an instance, try to observe everything as it is. So if someone is talking to you and you're not necessarily fond of that person, I know it can be difficult. There are different facets to it and layers, but rather than already coming up with an expectation of the way the thing is going to turn out, or constantly letting your mind wander and do thoughts like that, or even towards yourself, instead of judging yourself, just try to just listen and listen to a conversation, listen to an individual without letting those thoughts be intrusive in your head or without being hard on yourself as well. Because sometimes you can be judgmentally listening to yourself when you're talking to somebody. So try to just let things be as they are, take the words as they are. And that can help a little bit to bring you into the moment. Because when you, like I explained, your judgments stem from your past. It stems from your experiences, it stems from your perceptions. So if you let go of that, you are enveloped and engulfed in the now. So therefore, you're just there listening to what's there in front of you now. Not what was, not what you think, not what you already assessed, not what you've experienced, just what's there. A next step could be to be aware of everyday activity. Oftentimes things can become monotonous or routine, and we typically just kind of go through the motion of it, like, okay, like muscle memory happens. So try to allow yourself to experience those tasks as if it were your first time. Try to bring back that curiosity into the task that you had as if you had never learned it, or as if this is your first time actually paying attention to the details within it. So if you're commute, you already know it. Okay, it's 5 minutes then for me to get from here to the grocery store, for example. So rather than just being okay, it's 5 minutes, I've been through this before, kind of be there with each and every step, be attentive to the way you're driving, be attentive to the signs that are around you, the traffic around you, more so than just going with the flow of everything. Or if you're typing on a computer, truly be typing on the computer and not just feeling like if you are constantly on, I guess, pilot mode, for instance. So you're just right there, just running through a constant flat line or neutral position. Like, kind of actually engage in the activity that you're doing. You could do this every day, you could try to do it for a whole day, or you could just simply do it with specific activities, and that can bring you back into being mindful at the moment. Another one could be going outdoors. So that helps a lot because you connect a little bit with nature. You connect with something that is constantly still, something that isn't necessarily evolving or fast paced as we are in a sense. It's not needing to be here or there, it's truly there. So you can get in touch with the grass, you can go for a walk in a park, look at the trees around you, the neighborhood, the streets, the asphalt, the landscaping, the entire view that you have, the weather, the climate. That typically helps a lot. Like if you've ever gone outside or you've had a long day, you've had a conversation or something, or your mind has just been very loud, and you actually go for a walk and you feel that soft breeze hit you, like that specific moment, try to aim for when you go outdoors. It's a very nice feeling, and it can bring you into the now because you are experiencing that breeze that's happening now, and it takes you out of your head for a little bit. Another one is forgive yourself for negative thinking. While you're trying to do this, try not to be hard on yourself. Try not to be like, oh my goodness, I got distracted again. Oh my goodness, I started thinking about the past. Oh my goodness, I started thinking about the future. Oh my god, I got out of line. No. Instead, forgive yourself for that negative thinking because you're learning. Whenever you learn a new skill or you're trying to develop a new habit, you're not going to get it right the first time. Instead of striving for perfection, strive for progress. So, therefore, don't be hard on yourself if a negative thought comes up. True progress in being mindful now doesn't occur by all of a sudden you go from 0 to 100 or 100 to 0. It will be simply trying to get back to it, trying to bring yourself back to that state. That's where the true gold lies, not in perfection, but in progress. Second to last one would be grateful. So typically, gratitude has been studied on individuals, different forms of measure, but in order to be grateful, it actually can pour into other areas of your life, as they say in most studies. So, to bring you into the mindfulness of now, yes, you may ruminate on the day you had thus far, but it actually brings you at least into the moment where you're writing. For example, if you're writing in a gratitude journal, you can suddenly really think about the process, and obviously, your agenda is to feel gratitude, correct? So, you are planting that little seed inside of you to feel that emotion. So, therefore, you're feeling that emotion right now. And then, although you're recalling something from the day, you are in that moment feeling gratitude. So, that's another way to do that. Or you could simply just kind of pause, look around you, and if it's a very beautiful moment in your definition or something that gives you a sense of gratitude or thankfulness, soak it in. Soak in that feeling, that moment, and truly just be there, and then be grateful and express your gratitude, because gratitude can actually rewire your brain. It can help you seek out those things purposely, so that way it starts becoming a habit, and before you know it, it is ingrained in your personality to be gracious. The last one, of course, is go easy on yourself. With time, you will see progress. So it goes back to that. You need to not be hard on yourself. You need to just know that you're already clicking this video about mental health. So therefore, you're already taking a step into your growth and into your well-being, into nurturing yourself. So as it is, you're already achieving something by doing that, something that is positive for you, something that will contribute well to you. So go easy on yourself. You took the time, you're taking the effort, you're seeking the information. And before you know it, the progress will slowly start growing and growing and growing until it becomes who you are. So I hope these tips have helped you with what you can incorporate into your life. You can give or take whatever you like, whatever points you feel fit you best, and apply them to your life, and refer back to this video whenever you feel the need to find a way to be mindful now. Thank you very much for watching, and happy mental health.